Hey everyone, I am back with a book review. I am so excited to discuss this book. If you have not already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button because this book is something else. Okay, I have never ever read a book by this author before, so I didn't know what to expect. I am currently working on reading part 2 because it was that good. It is called Falling in Love with a Pregnant Project Chick, Boss Millionaire Romance. It is by Chantelly Lace. You guys, I didn't know how to expect, or what to expect, I should say, from this book, because at first I felt like, is this going to be one of those books where it's like super ghetto and you already know it's going to be messy, you already know it's going to be drama. I don't like books that are overly ghetto. I think this met like the right ghetto meter for me, if that's a thing. But I genuinely really did enjoy it. Okay, so getting straight into it. I would say the main character, her name is Sonata, right? I believe that's how you say her name. If I'm saying it wrong, y'all gonna have to forgive me. Sonata and her boyfriend Blaze. Sonata very quickly became someone where I felt like, girl, if you don't get it together with this man, like toxic as toxic can be, they are clearly that couple. He's definitely beating on her, definitely like not caring whether she's pregnant or not. I feel like it's one of those relationships where they've been through trials and tribulations, and it's to the point where you're like, girl, just let the relationship go. Like, you know when a relationship's no longer for you, you know when it's not serving you, and once it gets to the point where there's domestic violence or it's becoming physical, it's definitely time to check out and leave that relationship alone. So I really wanted better from her from the first few pages, and I feel like the author did not disappoint. Sonata has a sister named Symphony. Symphony is that sister that everybody needs. You know, she's there with you, she's supporting you, she's encouraging you. Symphony is like I don't remember if Symphony is the older sister or the younger sister, but the point is she was show up and show out when it came to Sonata. Now, it's been a little bit. I feel like it's been like maybe 2-3 weeks since I actually finished part 1, because once I finished part 1, I was like, okay, so where's part 2? Like, I was checking all over Facebook, like, when is she dropping another book? Like, when is it coming? So I will say what I really did enjoy about part 1 was that it was a page turner. I got to get the different perspectives from Sonata, from Symphony. Mark ends up being a doctor that works at the hospital. I believe he works in the emergency room, and he's one of the first doctors that end up taking care of Sonata because of how left things go with her spectacular boyfriend Blaze that she has. Mark is one of those hood educated men. So you know that he definitely was in the trenches. He was putting in work, according to the book, you know, doing different things before he decided to go ahead and get his college degree and to make an honest living. So when it comes to seeing certain experiences and things, he's not all that shocked. I think that he offers a level-headedness that definitely is needed in the emergency room. But I feel like with his experience of dealing with people from different backgrounds, I think that's what's really helped him to become as successful as he is as a doctor. Without giving too much away, I will say that I was very excited when Mark took an interest in Sonata, because who doesn't love a good prince rescuing like the damsel in distress story? Everybody loves a story like that. I love the way that the author carried it out. And again, I am in part 2, so I won't say too much, and I don't want to make this video go on super long. But I have truly enjoyed watching the character development. There's a little girl in the story. She comes about more later on in part 1. Her name is Harper. I won't disclose how she plays into the book, but she has been through a lot of trauma. She's been through a lot of experiences. She's seen way more than any child at her age needs to see. Really just because of the people that she was left in the care of. Unfortunately, she was in a very abusive situation where she experienced some essay, as it's called. I don't want to say it because I don't want to go ahead and get blurred out. But basically, she definitely experienced a lot. And what I enjoyed seeing was watching the way that the author just broke down why she behaves this way, the way that the author broke down some of her thought processes, the way that she responds to things, how some of her behaviors are extremely irrational, extremely out of control. But at the same time, you understand why this little girl has so much anger, where it's coming from. I enjoyed watching the way that the author developed Symphony as a character, because at first I thought Symphony was just going to be super rough around the edges. There was a point too, and again, I'm not done with part 2, so I don't know. But there was a part where I was kind of like, is Symphony like a stud? Like, is Symphony like not into men at all? Like, Symphony just comes with so much aggression. I don't know. I'm not reading her well. So I can't wait to see what happens with her. I am truly excited to see what happens with the rest of this book. Again, I'm on part 2. I believe the book is still available with Kindle Unlimited. You guys have to check out this book. Go ahead and hit the like button down below if you feel like you're going to read this book. Maybe you're interested in it. You want to go ahead and add it to your to be read list. Leave a comment below and let me know if you've ever read a book by this author before, if this is something that you feel like you would be interested in. I am super excited to see what happens. I know that part 2, the second book, is only about 159 pages. So this is not like a super long book. For me, it is like that perfect comfort zone of the book is not going on forever. I absolutely hate those books that are like 350 pages. I don't want to read all of that. I'm just never that invested in any story. So I'm really excited to see what happens. I do hope that part 2 is like the finale. I am hoping that a part 3 does not come along, but at the same time, I can almost understand why it would be necessary, just because of the complex situations that the characters end up in. Mark has a wife that is out of this world. She is absolutely nuts. She is as ghetto and ratchet comes. I've been cheering from freaking book 1 for him to get away from her, and I have not seen fully yet how it is that he's going to maneuver removing her from his life, because she is a mess. So again, you guys, I appreciate you coming and supporting my videos by reading it, liking my videos. You guys, I am under the weather right now, so I'm trying my best. But I just really appreciate the support that I've received over the years. I feel like from my books, just from like the poetry that I've done, from the books that I've released. I am writing under 2 different author names now. So I even appreciate how I've been receiving support like on the second author name that I've been working on. So I will go ahead, and if you haven't already seen the books and the pages flying up, I'll make sure I plug in that information, because I do want to continue to show up and review other books by other authors. I will always be a fan of urban fiction because I feel like it's something that I can relate to. I will always support YA books as well, probably predominantly if it's written by Ellen Hopkins, but I like to read books that maybe not everyone is doing book reviews on, or they're not on BookTube talking about, because there are so many books and there's so many talented authors out there right now that it is so easy for amazing books to get overlooked just because there's so much out there right now. So again, thank you so much. I keep saying thank you, but thank you so much again for watching this video. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day.